You just pass it around. It's like the talking stick in kindergarten.
I love it.
Hello, welcome to the JetLife podcast. My name is Tom Lelyo. I'm your ultimate jet guide, and today we're pulling back the curtain on private aviation when it comes to networking and frequent flyers, aka young professionals in the aviation business. We've got Eric, we've got Luke, we've got Danielle from GLADA and the Frequent Flyers program. Guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, GLADA's a group of primarily brokers, but we have all types. You know, we've got the maintenance programs, salesmen from them. We get together at every one of these events all over the country, whether it's Las Vegas or in Oaxaca or White Point, things like that, just to talk about what we're working on, trends we're seeing in the industry. And give advice, take advice.
Danielle, there's something special about GLADA that differentiates it from any other groups out there. What has your experience been?
I would say GLADA is such a tight-knit. Most of us know each other. We utilize communication when it comes to that. That is the way that it sets itself apart, I would say. We have a way to directly communicate with each other at all times. It's a really tight-knit group. And that's how we started Frequent Flyers. Most of the people that have been a part of this industry, they've known each other for years.
I love that part about that. I agree. You know, it's not an organization that you sign up for. You see them monthly or quarterly or something like that. Daily, we're in the Slack channels, connecting with each other. And sometimes it's just congratulating with each other on a deal that's closed. It's asking questions. If you're a newer broker, you're like, hey, how do I import an aircraft from Canada into the United States? You can get an answer there. So it really is a valuable resource. And it's very accessible compared to other networks that are out there. You don't have to be an established business and have all these credentials. You could be just getting started and ready to take that next step into your aviation and invest in what the membership dues are. And the other thing I like about it is the fact that brokers, salespeople are connected with other aspects of aviation. So, Eric, you're part of JSSI,
right.
which does everything from maintenance tracking with the recent acquisitions, the air tracks, all the way through the actual programs for the engines, the ACUs, and the airframes, and that sort of a thing. So, what's the value for you as someone who's maybe not in the sales department for the actual asset itself, but working and collaborating with other disciplines in aviation?
Well, I mean, having that network of individuals across the industry is it's huge. Know what aircraft they're delivering, know when an aircraft is now on the market, and kind of knowing when you can insert yourself into the conversation and pitch a maintenance program. It's huge to have those pre-established relationships.
So over the holidays, 2023, we were selling a Citation Bravo on the West Coast, and wanted a JSSI buy-in. We're having trouble.
Off for the holiday, it's hard to find anybody between the 25th and the 31st. Because of the Frequent Flyers and GLADA and my relationship with Eric and JSSI, I was able to reach out to him, and he moved it along at a rate. I mean, we were able to complete that process, get the buy-in done prior to the transaction closing, which helped us get it. It would have been pushed to the beginning of the year, and then kind of defeats the purpose of a year-end closing.
Danielle, you kind of alluded to the idea that the Frequent Flyers program was created because there were some unique opportunities and challenges that young professionals in aviation were facing, and this was a way for them to connect. Can you speak a little bit more to that? So what are some of the struggles that you've seen, maybe mistakes that you've seen professionals make in their first year that the Frequent Flyers program kind of speaks into and it helps them overcome?
So I'll probably first go back to a point that you brought up in the beginning. It's NAP employees. So that is one of the biggest reasons why we started this, especially coming straight out of college or some people straight out of high school. They don't have a huge network like somebody who's been in the industry for 30 years. I think when I first started, that was something that I had to really work on, getting myself, feeling comfortable with just going up to somebody and shaking their hand, introducing myself. Also to mention, as a woman, this is a very male-predominant industry. Walking up to a big group of men and just, not feeling scared. It takes a lot of practice. But you have to put yourself out there.
I'll say the heels help.
Standing at about 6 feet.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to what Danielle was talking about graduating from school and really trying to establish yourself and your own personal brand. When you graduate from school and you get into the aviation industry, nothing is really handed to you. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people want to do business with people that they like. And so establishing your own personal brand is huge, and kind of working up the courage to, like Danielle was saying, to go into a room where it seems like everyone has their own clique, and you've got all these, relationships that are already formed, and you just kind of have to go and insert yourself into conversations and really kind of forge your own path in the industry. Having frequent flyers is an easy way for young professionals to get together, and I'd say in a comfortable setting, and have them network with each other without, the fear of being judged, or they're just starting off in their career, so it's good to have like-minded people who just recently went through that.
Yeah, for sure. Good. Eric, I think that's a great point that you bring up, the value for young professionals and getting involved in something like a frequent flyers. And so I appreciate you guys putting that together. So, well, Luke, you said you had something to say to add to that.
Yeah, just kind of to outline what the frequent flyers, what our goal and purpose is going to be. We're going to hold quarterly teleconference calls via Zoom, where we actually bring in those members. The first one would be with Tom Lelyo, who's the chairman of GLADA, sitting there for 30 minutes to an hour with, people that are our peers, age-wise, and then having somebody that comes in that's very experienced, explain the issue, and we can ask questions without the fear of, sounding uneducated, and then just learn and grow our own portfolio. And then we're hoping to do an in-person event. And then we have a third kind of forward-facing wing of frequent flyers. And I'm going to turn over to Danielle to talk about that.
And that would be our philanthropy portion, which is the Embry-Riddle Scholarship. So we have a term scholarship that'll be awarded to a student every year in the fall semester. Last year, we were able to award the first one.
So what would be one piece of advice that you would give someone who's trying to get into it, or they're entering into their first year?
Immerse yourself in it. I mean, you'll take advantage of an internship opportunity. Maybe it's not the company you want to be with, or maybe it's not the the specific field in business aviation that you want to be in, but kind of going back to what we were saying about networking and growing this this whole network tree of relationships. Everyone can be a stepping stone to you, so get yourself into it, absorb as much knowledge as you can from the different, parts of the industry.
Going to events like this, walk up to people, introduce yourself, learn, get business cards, even if you're just a student. Make sure you get business cards, and when you get those business cards, to make sure the following workday that you are sending follow-up emails and beg for internships. A lot of people are going to say no, a lot of people, especially if you don't have experience, but just keep asking. Eventually one will hit it.
Not being scared, just putting yourself out there, ask questions, and immersing yourselves in groups like Frequent Flyers. NBA AA has opportunities, and there's other ones for people under the age of 40 that just don't have the experience and the relationships that we all are.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Definitely don't do that. Should never have a moment where you're not learning something either. That's right. You're selling aircraft or selling maintenance program, and you have an hour. Pull up a Gulfstream 650 crochet and read every single spec and performance number. I mean, it's just, you never know what that's going to matter.
All right, guys, well, thank you so much for being. Where can people find out more information about GLADA and the Frequent Flyers program?
On the GLADA website, start there, especially if you're not a GLADA member. Go check them out, see all the benefits that you can have. Shout out to Christine Blair. She can literally answer any question that you could possibly think of when it comes to GLADA. As far as frequent flyers, we do have a LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.